Hello everybody, welcome. These are a series of short videos where we'll be showing the main capabilities of CivilFEM, starting by the basics of the graphical user interface and the environment. Okay, basically the first thing that we want to show here is the configuration that we have to make to the CivilFEM. Okay, once we open the program, okay, we come to the CivilFEM button and we can enter to the options. Okay, in this dialog box we can see that we have the configuration of the language, okay, the solver, we are using the configuration of the mark, okay, the configurations of the measures, and the graphical interface configuration. Okay, once we check all this information, okay, we click OK, and we can start with a new model. Okay, basically when we have a new model, we press the new button. In this moment the software, it's going to ask us to save the model, and we're going to say yes. Okay, basically we are putting the name. Okay, the first thing we are going to see is we're going to select the information that we're going to we work in the three-dimensional model. Okay, and with a static load, this is just for this case, and we're going to select the structural analysis. Okay, we press the OK button. Okay, let's talk about the graphical user interface. This is created to communicate the CivilFEM information interactively. Okay, so basically we have 5 main windows. Okay, for this purpose I'm going to change the screen here. Okay, then we can see here basically we have the ribbon bar, which are these tabs that are located here. Okay, we have the properties windows over here. Well, we can see the main information of all entities. Okay, we have the entities windows. This is where we have the entities of the model. Okay, and we have the output window also. Okay, let's talk about a little bit of the ribbon bar. Okay, that we have over here. Okay, the ribbon bar is designed to help the user quickly to find the commands that needed to complete a task or a specific task. Okay, the commands are organized in logical groups that are collected together under tabs. For example, the CivilFEM button that we have over here show the basic commands as new, open, save, options, and among other things. Okay, we have the tabs where we can find the main characteristics of the project that we're carrying out. Okay, basically here we can find the file name, the style, the tabs, okay, the style, and the groups that are located in these points. Okay, let's talk about the graphical window. This is the graphical window over here. User can display and manipulate geometry, volumes, areas, curves, and points. finite elements entities such as elements, nodes, and results within the graphic windows. For example, here we have a few volumes, okay, that we will show how to make these volumes later in the next session. Okay, basically this is the main window. Let's talk about a little bit of the entities that are located here. All defined modeled entities such as materials, sections, elements, coordinate systems, contacts, load groups, boundary group conditions, model units, load cases, and geometry are displayed here. Okay, expanding each group, the user will see a list of entities created. For example, in this case, okay, we have the entities of the model. Okay, we have all entities plotted or showed in this window, but we have only see the coordinate system, the curves, the materials, sections, structural, model utilities, and among other things. Okay? For example, we can expand each window and we can see the information of the sections, structural elements. Once you defined each of these entities, you can see the information showed in these boxes. Once an entity of the model is selected within the entities or the graphic window, its details are displayed in the properties window. Okay, it's just here. For example, we have 3 volumes here. Once we select this volume, so here we have the information regarding that volume. Okay, we see the other one. If we have points, as I said, here in the properties we can see all the information that define that element. It could be a line, a point, or a volume, or a surface. Now, let's see how we can activate or deactivate these windows. Okay, in the View tab, we have here in this point these icons where we can select the windows that we want to see or that we not want to see. Okay, for example, the properties, the entities of the model. Okay, so basically, when we come to this point, we can select the information that we want to see and the information that we want to handle in our project. Okay. Okay, in these windows we have different displays for these windows. For example, we have the pin on the unpin configuration, the dockable configuration, and the floating configuration. Okay, so basically, when we have a docked window, it's just like this. But if we want to unpin, okay, for example, this window, if we press the right click button of the mouse, we can select, for example, floating window. Okay, we can move these windows everywhere in the screen. Okay, for example. Okay, we can reverse the instruction by clicking again the docking. I repeat, you can press the right click button of the mouse and select docking. Okay, so basically we have control the layout of the windows as our desire. Now let's talk about of the environment. The principal characteristic of the environment is the coordinate systems. In CivilFEM, we have three coordinate systems. These are required to define the locations of geometry items in space, boundary conditions, directions, and to determine the orientation of element results data. In CivilFEM, the following coordinate systems may be used: global Cartesian system, which is this. This is the default reference systems, and this cannot be deleted. We have the Cartesian system, we have cylindrical system or polar, and we have spherical system. Basically, the user may define as many coordinate systems as desired, but only one may be active at a time. Initially, the global Cartesian system is active by default. Each time a new coordinate system is defined, it then automatically becomes the active one. Okay, for example, here we have the global Cartesian system. For example, in the coordinate system entities, we have all the information of this global Cartesian system. Okay, as has the origin, the x direction, the y vector, and the z direction. In the next group, we have the code and standards. The user may select the code and standards to be used in the check-in and design process. For example, we have the standards here in the reinforced concrete. Okay. We have available all these codes, such American codes, Australian standard, British standards, and the Euro code, among others. In structural steel, we have the British standards, the American standards, okay? For example, the LRFT 14th edition of the AISC. Okay, in the next group, we have the units. CivilFEM allows the calculations in any unit system and not necessarily consistent. Okay, the active unit system can be modified anytime, and the rest of the old data will be updated automatically. Okay, for example, we have the principal units for calculations, derived units, and independent units. Okay, basically, as a summary, we've talked about the principles and basics of the CivilFEM regarding the graphical user interface. Okay, so we have the CivilFEM button, we have the environment area where we have different groups such as the coordinate system, code and standards, model configurations, okay, report results, calculations, and selection tools. We talked about the entities of the model, dialog box or windows, the properties windows, okay. Basically, these are the components, the main components of the environment and the graphical user interface, okay. Well, thank you everybody for your attention, and see you the next time.